Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Sicilian Corner. This is Mike. Lou is in the control booth and sitting next to me. All right. How did I do this week?
You did excellent.
Isn't this nice? I mean, we got the rose among the thorns for sure.
Better than looking at Leone, that's for sure.
Well, poor Leone. Why do you pick on Leone all the time?
Because he can take it.
Crystal Polizzotti.
Hello.
The name ends in a vowel, but she doesn't like to cook. What's the scoop on that?
I'm married to a chef. You know, I'm spoiled.
Oh, well, there
The way
you go.
it should
Well,
be.
that
Yeah.
kind of makes sense.
There you go.
I was telling Crystal about Lucille. Lucille hated to cook. She just did not like cooking, which was fine with me. But Jeepers Creepers, could she bake?
That's good.
She was unbelievable.
What was the best thing she baked?
You name it, she could do it. I mean, she'd make the Italian cookies for the holidays. At Easter time, she'd have like 10 different varieties. I mean, it was incredible. But cooking a meal, a problem. Does she need to get a little closer to the mic, or
A
is
little
she
bit,
okay?
I'd like it, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Closer?
As long-
Yeah, just move, yeah.
as long- I mean, you look like you're in a back lounger. I mean,
Just tell me what to do, guys.
all right,
Is that better?
Yeah, you're fine.
That
That's great.
sounds
Yeah.
good. Hey, I can't help but see what's been going on up at the beaches.
Oh, Hampton Beach just got whaled.
Well, in Salisbury.
Salisbury got
I mean,
whaled, yeah.
looking at the damage and the way that sand washed out and all the sand they're bringing in, man, I'll tell you. And most of it, the residents are paying for.
Yep.
The support. I mean, Jeepers Creepers. I don't know if it's a Band-Aid. I don't know if it's going to work.
Oh, it's a Band-Aid.
I mean, the storms are getting worse and worse. I mean, but I think it was the direction that last storm came in that really caused the Hampton Salisbury area to get hit out.
Yeah.
What about Plum Island? Louis
Oh.
lives in Plum Island.
Oh, okay.
He's in the high rent district. Me, I'm in the
See-
I'm in the bowels of New Hampshire.
See, that kind of thing pisses me off. Because we got all these threads about paying taxpayer dollars for dredging and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's like all the rich. Why are we paying for all the rich people in Plum Island? Because all you people are richer than me. First of all,
Yeah.
I'm not a rich person.
No, but I mean, you're in a classy area. I mean,
Well,
Beautiful area.
If you knew
yeah,
my
it's
neighbors,
and it's a beautiful area, and it's natural. I love what they're doing. I mean,
if you
keeping
knew
that
my
is-
neighbors, there are some people with some money there. There's no doubt about it, especially right on the shoreline. But we're just people. There's no super rich folks out there, or not as many as people think there are.
Is there a good restaurant on Plum Island, or you have to go to Newburyport?
Oh no, the Beachcomber is a great restaurant. Sunset Club. They have a restaurant in Newburyport too. Paddle Inn. I don't know if you know Paddle Inn in Newburyport.
No.
Same people. Beach Club's really good.
Beach Club?
Yeah.
That's the spot?
Plum
It's
Island.
open all year?
Yes,
Really? What was that place I used to go for breakfast? That closed up?
the Plum Island Kitchen.
I think it was.
Yeah, that closed up.
The two ladies, the two
Oh
girls.
no, Mad Martha's.
Mad Martha's.
Oh
how,
no,
How could
I
I?
don't know that place.
You know that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've
that
heard
place
of that
is-
place.
place is great.
Anyway, they were. I
closed for
enjoyed
February,
it there.
I
I
think.
enjoyed it there.
They closed for February, but I think they're open.
Everybody needs a vacation.
Yeah.
The that fancy resort that's down the end.
The blue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Boy, I'll tell you, they know how to do it right. I mean, it's costly, but
Yeah.
they know how to do it right.
We don't even know that they're there. It's just
Well, it's small. So, I mean, they don't have a big footprint, but boy, you want to be on the water.
it's gorgeous. Yeah.
Oh, let me tell you, between looking out, seeing the sunrise, then from where the kitchen area would be, looking out toward the marsh, seeing the sun go down.
Yeah.
It's lovely. I also love the shopping in Newburyport too. Really
Newburyport's a
cute
great town.
boutiques.
Yeah.
Aren't we just
I love a good girls' day in Newburyport for shopping and snacks and little seafood, maybe.
Well, let me ask you this without putting you in the spot. What's your favorite restaurant in Newburyport?
Well, we went to Michael's Harborside last time we were there.
Yeah, Michael,
So-
that's great.
That's a staple.
Yeah.
It's
been
a
there for
staple.
long
That's
time.
why we went. A few of my family members had never been, so we said, let's go there. But I haven't been to too many. I need to try more.
No,
My
it's,
daughter's helping with management at Bar 25, so go check out
Okay.
Bar 25.
Great. I'll check that one out next time.
well, we'll have
Yeah,
to
one of
give
her
it a shot.
one of her 4 freaking jobs.
I was going to say, Yeah, she keeps herself busy, huh?
She's unbelievable. She's such a warrior.
Wow, photography, boy, oh
Yeah.
boy, some pictures. She has an eye. She sees beauty where you and I would not.
Yeah.
Just primo.
Oh,
I
I'll
hired
have to
her as a
check them out.
bartender and have put her in management now. She helps out with management.
Well, you know something. She takes after her father. I mean, look at you.
Yeah.
You've got.
I'm not managing anybody, but yeah.
No, but I mean, you've got. You do quite a bit. Let me tell
Yeah.
you. I give you a lot of credit. You don't get too much time to hang out.
Yeah.
Roger Trudell saying it's Friday and hello, it's a Sicilian corner and hello, people. Roger is one of our. He either calls in or he writes in or he does both, but he's our link to good produce in the summertime.
Oh,
he
good.
grows he grows more things than it's amazing. He takes a lot of pride in it. Well, Crystal, I invited you in for a couple of reasons. Well, the first one I want to ask you is, who do you like in the Super Bowl?
Travis Kelsey.
All right. All right.
Taylor Swift fan here.
All right.
Oh, Swifty. Excellent.
Okay.
Have you
What's
been
that?
a Swifty?
Yeah, I'm a Swiftie.
Have you been watching because of her? Or did you watch before?
You know, I'm a huge Patriots fan,
Okay.
but since Tom Brady left, I mean, it's never been the same. It
Yep.
was like Tom Brady in the pandemic. Okay, I'm done with football. But yeah, Taylor has lured me back in a little bit.
Yep.
I like Travis. My husband kind of looks like him, so he's
go.
his doppelganger. So now everybody's commenting, "You look like Travis Kelsey." So yeah, so we kind of lean into it a little bit. But I love Taylor. I wasn't able to get tickets to her concert. I tried so many times,
Yeah.
but I'm kind of a Swiftie.
I think she's a very good role model for young girls. I really do.
She
I
is.
mean, someone who's made it as big as she is, and she still seems somewhat grounded. I mean, she hasn't got crazy. She hasn't got wacky.
right.
You know, I think she has some good values.
Mhm.
And if I had a daughter and she wanted to be a Swiftie like you, you know,
Okay. She's an excellent writer. She's the biggest star.
Oh,
in the,
songwriter,
Yeah.
guitar player. I mean, her songs are amazing.
she's
if
the
you
biggest
like
star on the
music,
planet. She's
Yeah.
Elvis level big.
Yeah.
There's a little crazy in there.
yeah.
She hides it well, but there's you know what I'm talking about, right? There's
Yeah.
a little something going on there.
Why does she always write about things that are sad in
Well,
general?
not
I mean,
always.
she talks about breakups a lot. She
Yeah.
writes about breakups.
there's some
She
happiness.
does that from personal experience, but I'd like to see something a little bit happy, you know, be happy, man. Don't worry. You know, something like that. Halftime. I can't wait to see Usher
To
show.
see Usher.
You're a fan.
Yeah,
I
I
love
love-
that.
I
Me
love-
too.
Do you really?
Yes, of course.
Well, I think he's a hell of an entertainer. I think he's got an awesome voice. You Remind Me is a wonderful, wonderful
Amazing.
song. I mean, Burn. You Must Know Good Kisser.
Oh yes,
Mikey
yeah.
coming
he
up
has,
with the Usher references. Who
Yeah.
would have thought?
I was not expecting Mike to come out with the Usher references.
My favorite song of his,
Mhm.
believe it or not. And I like it because it's got a lot of soul to it.
Mhm.
You may disagree with me,
Mhm.
but it's Climax.
It's a good one.
That show.
All right. You just how many songs did you name?
Oh,
You just named 4 more Usher songs than I could have named.
no.
I'm just very surprised.
You don't like him? I
don't-
love his music.
I don't like anything done since 1983. You know me. So,
Well,
the year I was born.
all right, there you go.
I hate you. 1983.
1983.
This
yeah.
isn't right. This is. I want my money back.
You know me. I'm a supermarket music guy at this point. It's all classic rock.
I
And
thought for
90s
sure.
country.
I thought for sure you'd like Usher. I can't wait for the show.
I'm so
It's going to
excited.
be energy packed. But if you get a chance, listen to the lyrics of Climax.
Okay.
He's right. It's a
I
great
mean,
song.
really.
It's a great song. Yes.
All right.
Classic R&B.
No.
Okay, I know.
I knew you were going to get an argument on that one.
Stevie Wonder, the Supremes, Aretha Franklin. That's classic R&B.
True. True.
This is modern R&B.
Modern R&B.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
you're right.
I like it all. I do. I mean, I
Oh,
like.
it's great. It's
I
fine.
I like him. I like his smile. I like everything about him.
I do too.
You know, Nancy Patera DeMarca. Hello, Nancy. How are you? Anywho, I want to get down to the nitty gritty because this is an important topic. I know you're relatively young, but you're actually a director now
Yes.
of caregiver services at AgeSpan, who happens to be celebrating 50 years.
Yep.
AgeSpan is older than you know who over here.
This is true. And most people probably know, from 50 years ago, Elder Services of the Merrimack Valley. And people don't want to let it go. We don't like change. We still do the same thing. We just have a new name. We merged with North Shore Elder Services a few years back and became AgeSpan. We serve people throughout their age span. So we thought the new name was fitting.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's a good definition. I didn't know how that name came to be.
Mm-hmm.
Joan Roy may have told me that, but
She probably did.
yeah, more than likely, because she's very thorough.
She's great.
What a pleasure she is.
She's great.
She knows, she's very, very, and Roseanne DeStefano was there before her. Roseanne, you don't get many people that are better than her, let me tell you. She must flip when she sees how the footprint of AgeSpan is just completely expanded.
Yeah, times change, so we have to change with them, but for all the right reasons and good things and growing and expanding. And it's a great agency with a lot of services that can, support the people in the 28 cities and towns that we cover.
I think
28 cities and towns. We go all the way out to Marblehead on the North Shore. We swing through the valley, and then as far as Tingsboro and Dunstable. So we're the largest ASAP area agency on aging, and we're the largest one in the state. And
really,
yeah,
I think elder kind of limited you to an extent, because I don't think people who are in their late 60s now think they're elder.
No, but that's the definition. When they talk about,
I know, but people don't like
it starts at 60.
They don't take that on.
No, and elder, we could say older adults, right? And aging is a privilege not everybody gets to do. So we don't want, aging to have this negative connotation that it did. We're trying to get away from that. And not everybody gets to age, and we want you to do it the best you can with the great quality of life. And that's why we have wonderful services at AgeSpan to support folks through that whole journey, lifelong journey.
How many people, Crystal, do you have under you?
I have 3 staff in my department. There's 4 of us total. I have 3 staff. I have a family caregiver support program facilitator, and then 2 family caregiver support program specialists, and 1 is fluent in Spanish. We're located right in the heart of Lawrence, as we really need to be bilingual and serve all the different consumers that reach out to us. So, yeah.
What would be your mission statement in regards to caregivers support program? If you would have to have one, what would that be?
Yeah, we are a personalized one-on-one service for family caregivers, the folks who are stepping up and putting that hard work in for the people that they love. It's not an easy job, and it's very isolating, and it's demanding, and it has sometimes little rewards, and you have to often find little rewards in moments like a smile or a thank you from your care recipient or your loved one. And we're here to support those family caregivers because they don't always feel that support, and they don't get the positive feedback that they deserve. So that's why my team is here to meet them where they're at, and we have individualized, specialized services for whatever they need in their caregiving journey.
So if you know that your wife, for instance, that you've been married to for 50 odd years plus, is going downhill relatively quickly, which is unfortunate to say, and you're going to be her caregiver. You realize you don't want to put her in a nursing home. You don't want other people taking care of it. You're going to give it a shot. How do they come to you personally, or do you send one of your staff members to the house to walk through the steps of what to expect?
We could do either. We know that family caregivers are often very busy. So sometimes a phone call is easy. Sometimes they want to meet in person outside of the house to have a break. we can do whatever works for that person. And I always encourage folks to reach out to us sooner than later. We often see that people wait till they're in crisis mode to reach out for help, and we don't want that. If you are a family caregiver age 18 or older, caring for any older adult, 60 plus, and I like to usually define what a caregiver is. It could be something as simple as a wellness call once a week, on one side of the spectrum.
Okay.
And on the opposite side, it could be day-to-day bathing, preparing meals, giving meds, all that. So, we can help anybody no matter where they're
So
at.
you set that whole program up. If this is only in Massachusetts, correct?
The Family Caregiver Support is a statewide program, yes, in Massachusetts.
So you would come and you would explain the process of what's going to happen, where you can get people to come in for, say, bathing and whatnot.
Absolutely. We do a lot of connection to other services. We make referrals to other programs, like you just mentioned, like an in-home provider that can provide a home health aid. We have scholarships to pay for that type of thing. It is expensive to get in-home help.
Oh, tell me about it. That was one of the biggest problems I had with my wife. Again, I live in New Hampshire. I had hospice, and I've had hospice before for family members. My mom, my mother-in-law. I'll be honest with you. I was somewhat disappointed at the way things went regarding my wife. I seemed like I was in a void, in a hole, and I wasn't looking for skilled help like a nurse to come to my house. I mean, I wasn't calling up at 2:00 in the morning for that, but I was calling up trying to get an aide that I was willing to pay for to come to the house to help me with my wife, because in a hospital bed, there's a technique of how to change it. And, she kept messing, and I'd be washing clothes and she'd be screaming. And it was very, very difficult time of my life. And this topic, I think you can tell, means a great deal to me. And I personally, I think, and people have to take time out of work. I think, what do you get for leave? 12 weeks or something like that to take care of a loved one at home. I really think there should be a program so as people can get somewhat reimbursed. I really do. I mean, a lot of people, this is a hardship mentally, physically, and monetarily.
Oh, yes. It's emotionally, physically,
it's emotionally
mentally
draining.
Yes.
Well, listen, we're going to have to take a quick break. But when we come back, I want you to tell our listeners all about your program. It sounds wonderful. And you know something, you got a job that touches a lot of people. And that should make you feel good as a young 1984. I got a pair of shoes older than freaking 1984. Anyway, we're gonna. I like what Roger wrote. I love this topic. At some point, most people need to know about this. Pay attention, everyone, or else. Ooh. Roger wants to know if there's a New Hampshire counterpart. We're going to get to that when we come back from break. Okay, stay with me.
Sounds good.
We'll be right back, everybody.
Ciao, this is Esther of You, Me, and Sicily. I want to talk to you about Tommy Amin and the great staff at Butcher Boy Market. Families, foodies, and home chefs come together at Butcher Boy to talk good food and create traditions. They offer the best in quality cuts of beef, pork, lamb, poultry, and restaurant-style steaks and chops. Produce? All of their produce is hand-selected to complement any meal or even to make it your main course. Their deli serves fresh roast beef, turkey, and beautiful imported Italian cold cuts, cheeses, and antipasto. And don't forget the Butcher Boy Bakery, featuring sweet delectables from all over the state, as well as their very own bakery. That's Butcher Boy, where the secret to a great steak is, of course, the steak. Located at 1077 Osgood Street in North Andover, Massachusetts, in the Butcher Boy Plaza. Ciao!
This is David from the Sicilian Corner. You know, Mike, Tom, and I love to go to Salisbury Beach, but we love different things and can never agree where to go. Tom likes the casual family-style dining with the great Italian cuisine. Capri's Seaside Italian Kitchen and Pizzeria. Me? I love the elegant romantic vibes Sea Glass with the amazing view and terrific menu with prices that make it the place you want to visit each and every week. Mike loves a drink in his hand and a cool ocean breeze right off the surf and the rhythms of a cooler reggae band. We all know Mike loves Bob Marley tunes at Surfside. Who doesn't love a great show? National acts, comedy, regional favorites in the beautiful and intimate Blue Ocean Concert Hall. Lucky for us, Atlantic Hospitality is the host of all of these great places, and they treat everyone like they are Mike Lomazzo. Best of all, we never have to choose. Park the car once and all this fun is right at your fingertips. You can have it all in the heart of Salisbury Beach. Find out all the ways you can have a great night at Salisbury Beach at northshorepavilion.com. And Mike, Tom, and I will see you there.
This is Tom Zappala. Located in the heart of downtown Haverhill, the Haverhill Beef Company is a full-service, old-fashioned butcher shop and meat market that continues to be a valued family tradition since 1952. Peter and Monica Carboni's Haverhill Beef offers individualized service from an outstanding selection of marinated sirloin tips, homemade sausage, marinated chicken, and thick, juicy Chairman Reserve steaks. Your family deserves the best, so call Peter at 978-374-4795 or visit their website at www.haverhillbeef.com.
When you dine at Ristorante Melisse in Amesbury, Massachusetts, you feel at home while enjoying an authentic Italian dining experience not to be forgotten. From the appetizer to dessert, you won't regret your choice. Bring your cravings and appetites. They promise you won't leave hungry or without leftovers for the next day. Takeout and catering are also available. Give them a call or visit them online for the menu, online ordering, and reservations. RistoranteMelisse.com. That's RistoranteMolise.com or call 978-388-4844. Ristorante Melisse, where you're treated like family.
Hi, this is Mike, and I would like to tell you about the Deborah Care Law Offices, a firm that is focused on estate planning, probate, trust administration, and elder law issues. You will feel comfortable discussing important issues concerning both you and your loved ones, as well as having the information you need to make an informed decision about your family's future. How do I know? Because I'm a client of Dan Deborah Care. If you want to have peace of mind knowing that your loved ones are protected, call Deborah Care Law Offices today. In Massachusetts, 978-686-4645. In New Hampshire, 603-894-4141. With a commitment to excellence, Colizzi Memorials is dedicated to helping families capture the spirit of their loved ones by building beautiful, lasting tributes that will endure the test of time. Trust Colizzi Memorials to build a personalized tribute that would reflect your loved one's life forever. That's Colizzi Memorials, 217 Merrimack Street, Methuen, Massachusetts. Telephone number 978-674-7035. 978-674-7035.
At Catadella Funeral Home, we reinvest in our business to provide your family with the best facilities. It begins with a beautifully landscaped exterior, parking for 250 vehicles, and a comfortable and inviting access to our renovated interior. Funerals can be costly, so you should review and compare plans to make sure you receive services that are fairly priced. I invite you to experience the Catadella difference in cost, facility, and service.
Catadella's honoring and celebrating the lives of the people we loved, providing exceptional care since 1929.
Italian artisan cuisine combines simple, fresh ingredients with time-honored preparation to create an incredible culinary experience. At Tuscan Kitchen, located in Salem's historic Depot District, talented chefs prepare everything in-house from scratch for all to see. Guests enjoy their meal literally in our kitchen as food is prepared right in front of you. Wood ovens burn from morning till night, roasting vegetables, baking bread, and firing delightful thin-crust pizzas. Prime steaks are seared on a wood grill. A rotisserie slowly roasts marinated whole chickens and lamb, while a pasta maker creates fresh fettuccine. More than just artisan cuisine, Tuscan Kitchen features the wine bar, live entertainment, weekly wine tastings, and elegant private dining and event space. Call 603-952-4875 or visit TuscanKitchen.com to make a reservation and learn more about the culinary adventure that awaits. In Italy, cooking is an art form. Tuscan Kitchen. Experience artisan Italian.
Orthopedics Northeast and Essex Orthopedics have joined forces as Mobility Bone and Joint Institute to bring improved access and outstanding medical care. While our name has changed, our dedication to exceptional care remains the same as it has for the past 30 years. Same location, 16 Pelham Road, Salem, New Hampshire.
This is Cindy,
and Mike Kunstler,
owners and operators of Four Oaks Country Club and Grazie Italian Restaurant in Drake, Massachusetts.
Grazie Italian Restaurant is the hidden gem of the Merrimack Valley.
Why is that?
We have an incredible chef, Oscar Figueroa.
In the words of local famous chef and restaurant owner Lydia Shire,
Oscar thrives on hard work.
He is capable and gifted.
No one makes better food. Scallops, seared to perfection.
House-made ravioli with farm-fresh local corn.
And buttery tender lazy man's lobster, just to name a few.
You have to come experience Grazie Italian Restaurant for yourself.
Grazie Italian Restaurant, located at Four Oaks Country Club, 80 Meadow Creek Drive in Drake, Massachusetts. Hope to see you soon.
And we are back. Our guest, Crystal Polizzotti from AgeSpan. And we're talking about caregiver support. And we have a caller for you. Roger, you're on.
Hello, Michael. Hello, Crystal. And Mikey, kudos for coming up with unbelievable topics of interest that can serve the Merrimack Valley.
Oh, shucks. Oh, shucks.
Seriously.
Hey, you said it just the way I wrote it, Roger.
You're welcome. Did you check in the mail?
Yeah. Gandhi. Yeah.
This is a topic very close to my heart. And I know it's close to yours. I can see you getting verklempt over there on the air. People have to understand that this is coming to a life close to you, and you need to understand what's going to happen, the support groups that are out there. And I learned about it because my mother-in-law went down that rabbit hole of dementia.
Mm-hmm.
She had 3 unbelievable daughters. My wife is one of them. I cared for her, and I learned terms I never knew existed. And I just had a recent episode of a good friend of mine, a Marine, because they're not ex-Marines, they're always Marines.
True.
And the term I want to bring up is sundowning. And I mentioned it to his daughter, who lives like 20 minutes away, and we were trying to get him, to calm down and do whatever. And she had never heard the term.
What is the definition?
They get agitated as the sun goes down.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's very common.
You see that a lot?
We see that a lot. So we get a lot of folks who are caring for somebody with dementia that reach out to us. I would say that's about 70% of our referrals. There is some level of cognitive impairment. And as the disease progresses to the, mid stages, sundowning is very common. And just like Roger said, it happens as the sun is going down. And you'll start to see these behaviors. They'll become agitated, sometimes paranoid. They can oftentimes hallucinate. And it's just the confusion of the day, right? The central reality of somebody with dementia is confusion. And now they're hungry, they're tired, the sun is setting, maybe there's shadows in the home, and that can really, really create issues for somebody living with dementia.
Well, one thing about dementia, it's like you lose somebody twice.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, really. When they get that they don't know their own children, I mean, I think that's one of the worst things.
Yes.
That can happen to you, and I hope they come to us to find a solution for what they could do to try to prevent some of this.
But Mike, that is the end game. People need to understand the beginnings of it, so they can get involved and help them before it gets so out of control that they can't do anything about it, and the person that is having these episodes become irreparably harmed.
Is there anything out there that helps right now with dementia? Do you know of? Crystal?
As far as helping the care recipient, the person that has dementia, there are medications, but nothing is the right answer. What we offer to the family caregivers are resources to support them through these behaviors, through the sundowning, through the changes. We recommend habilitation therapy, which is one-on-one dementia coaching, and we have scholarships in my program that can pay for the cost of it, because just like anything, it is
Oh,
not
really?
cheap. Yes. So if I spoke to somebody, for example, like Roger, and they said, my mother-in-law, my father-in-law, my wife is experiencing sundowning and I don't know how to navigate it, I would place a referral to a dementia coach for some habilitation therapy. And it's one-on-one dementia coaching for the family caregiver. And they would give them new strategies, things to try. And, you really have to be willing to experiment as a family caregiver. You have to be 2 steps ahead.
Right. Now you said
Crystal,
scholarships.
I'm sorry, Crystal, is sundowning a passing phase during the cycle of a day, or is it from that point till the end of the night, till they go to sleep?
I think it's different for everyone. The thing with dementia, if you've met one person with dementia, you've met one person with dementia. It manifests differently in everyone. And that's the biggest obstacle with dementia. There is no answer like this is how you do it. For some people, it could be an hour. For others, it could be until bedtime.
All right, Roger. That was a great question, my friend. Great question.
Again, and just I don't want to be an idiot about this, but everybody needs to pay attention to the people that are around them, because it's coming to a person near you.
Yeah, it's part of life, and the aging process. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's hard. I don't know if it's worse when you have somebody that just falls over with a heart attack and loved ones never had a chance to say goodbye, or to have someone who's ill, Crystal, and you're able to sit and hold their hands and to talk about things that made them happy in their lifetime.
Yeah.
It's 50-50. What's better? What's worse? I mean, myself, I hope it's, I fall asleep and that's it. And I think everybody feels that way, because to see someone you love in the type of pain and the suffering, and you're helpless to help, you're helpless. It's not right. And I really believe, and I love what Maine's doing. I love what Vermont's doing. And I think there's a place for the different bills that have been passed. And I don't want to call it assisted suicide. I hate that word, suicide. But I think when you get to a certain level, I think states have got to be a little bit lenient. And if you're terminal and it's just a matter of a week or two, instead of having someone suffer the way they do, I think there should be some assistance. And Maine is right now is set up that it's only for people that live in Maine. But there's a woman that just contested it from Rhode Island.
Roger, thanks for the call.
And she won her case. And Vermont assists too, Louis. So I think there is a place for it. I really do. I mean, I'm Catholic. I just can't stand to see people suffer the way they do. And,
well, my girlfriend's father just went through it at 89, and it was a slow, lingering goodbye. And for me personally, I don't want that. I mean, slow in hospitals, lingering goodbye. And I don't want that. I don't want multiple goodbyes. I don't want someone spending 2 or 3 or 4 weeks tending to me, just waiting for me to pass.
It's unnecessary with the technology that they have right now. It's if you got doctors that are signing off and saying, your mother or your wife or whoever is going to live 3 weeks, 4 weeks, while a person has a little bit of brain power and is lucid, she should be able to make a call. And I didn't want to even go in this direction, but this is something that's very dear to me.
Although Mikey and Crystal doesn't have to speak to this, it exists. It
I
exists
know.
in the medical system as it stands.
No. I get it. Yeah. But I mean, I think it should become available. I really do. Naturally being controlled. Yeah. But we're here to make people as comfortable more than comfortable in their own house.
Sure.
And that's what your caregiver program is all about. And
Roger talked about it happening to someone you love, but it's happening to you too. It's a double, you talk about losing somebody twice. I mean, it's happening to someone you love. It's happening to you. It's happening to your life. It's happening to the whole family.
It is. It affects the whole family dynamic, and there's always a primary caregiver. I know, Mike, we talked about that. You were your primary caregiver to your wife, and they take the brunt of that.
Yep.
And, a little bit back on what you were saying, making medical decisions for somebody is intimidating, complicated. There's levels, and we encourage these family caregivers, have things in place long before you need them, right? Have plan B in place. Talk to your loved ones before they're at the point where they can't make their own decisions, and get, their wishes in writing, so you feel more guided when it's time.
That's a very good point.
Mm-hmm.
That's a very good point. Eligibility for your program, what do you need?
Yep. So either the caregiver or the care recipient has to live within one of our 28 cities and towns. They don't both have to. We often have folks who might live right over in New Hampshire. Mom lives in Haverhill. She's the care recipient. They are eligible. The caregiver should be 18 plus. Any older adult 60 plus for the care recipient. If there is cognitive impairment in the care recipient, there is no age requirement. We know that early onset dementia is a real thing, and that can happen as early as your 40s. And then if you are helping support somebody in your life who is age 18 to 59 that has any level of intellectual or developmental disabilities, you're also eligible. And then we also serve grandparents raising grandchildren, believe it or not.
Oh yeah, that's something I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, that is very.
You're seeing that more
and
and
more
more and more and more.
It's largely a result of the opioid epidemic.
Mm-hmm.
This generation of folks who are like 30 to 50 right now were really impacted by that. And these grandparents are in retirement. They're ready to go on vacation, put their feet up, and now they're raising an 8-year-old. It's complicated.
Yes, it is. No, there's no question about it. And it takes its toll on everybody. I think your program is really very, very, very important. I hope more people take advantage of what Age Span has to offer and give Crystal a call. Your website, for people trying to get more information, would be?
Yeah. Agespan.org. You can go right onto our website. There's a caregiver support tab and there's a referral form. You can place a self-referral. If you are a family caregiver, we also have the councils on aging's, healthcare entities. They place referrals for folks in their communities. And I know a question came up about a counterpart in New Hampshire. There are agencies known as service links, and they're usually broken down by counties. And that's who I would suggest you reach out to if you live in New Hampshire.
I did 3 or 4 fundraisers for Service Link.
Sure. Yep.
Yeah. At Rockingham Park before Joe Farrell bought that complex.
Oh, yes. Tuscan Village.
Tuscan Village. Yeah. Rogers came back, and I think he's taken by you. You need to have Crystal on again. This is too important a subject for just one appearance. I have to agree with him. I do. I mean, we're just touching
the basics. Yeah, we can go deeper if I come back.
Hey, listen, I need to take one more break, and then we'll go to the top of the hour. I want to talk about costs associated with the programs, if there is any, and I want to listen to what you have to say and what tips you want to give to some people that are just starting to become caregivers. So, Louis, why don't we go out to break? We'll listen to our sponsors, and I promise we're going to be right back. We have any Usher music? No,
we can't play it. Facebook will get mad at us.
Oh, yeah.
They're mad at me anyway.
Yeah, that's right.
Ciao, this is Esther of You, Me, and Sicily. I want to talk to you about Tommy Amin and the great staff at Butcher Boy Market. Families, foodies, and home chefs come together at Butcher Boy to talk good food and create traditions. They offer the best in quality cuts of beef, pork, lamb, poultry, and restaurant-style steaks and chops. Produce? All of their produce is hand-selected to complement any meal or even to make it your main course. Their deli serves fresh roast beef, turkey, and beautiful imported Italian cold cuts, cheeses, and antipasto. And don't forget the Butcher Boy Bakery, featuring sweet delectables from all over the state, as well as their very own bakery. That's Butcher Boy, where the secret to a great steak is, of course, the steak. located at 1077 Osgood Street in North Andover, Massachusetts, in the Butcher Boy Plaza. Ciao!
This is David from the Sicilian Corner. You know, Mike, Tom, and I love to go to Salisbury Beach, but we love different things and can never agree where to go. Tom likes the casual family-style dining with a great Italian cuisine, Capri's Seaside Italian Kitchen and Pizzeria. Me? I love the elegant romantic vibe Sea Glass with the amazing view and terrific menu, with prices that make it the place you want to visit each and every week. Mike loves a drink in his hand and a cool ocean breeze right off the surf and the rhythms of a cooler reggae band. We all know Mike loves Bob Marley tunes at Surfside. Who doesn't love a great show? National acts, comedy, regional favorites in the beautiful and intimate Blue Ocean Concert Hall. Lucky for us, Atlantic Hospitality is the host of all of these great places, and they treat everyone like they are Mike Lomazzo. Best of all, we never have to choose. Park the car once and all this fun is right at your fingertips. You can have it all in the heart of Salisbury Beach. Find out all the ways you can have a great night at Salisbury Beach at northshorepavilion.com. And Mike, Tom, and I will see you there.
This is Tom Zappala. Located in the heart of downtown Haverhill, the Haverhill Beef Company is a full-service, old-fashioned butcher shop and meat market that continues to be a valued family tradition since 1952. Peter and Monica Carboni's Haverhill Beef offers individualized service from an outstanding selection of marinated sirloin tips, homemade sausage, marinated chicken, and thick, juicy Chairman Reserve steaks. Your family deserves the best, so call Peter at 978-374-4795 or visit their website at www.haverhillbeef.com.
Sisters and co-owners Antoinetta and Elisa brought their family authentic Italian recipes from Molise, Italy, and a warm and welcoming dining experience to its customers at Ristorante Molise. The combination of their meals made from natural, homemade, fresh ingredients, and your time with family and friends together at dinner time is unmatched. Located in Market Square in the heart of Amesbury, they're open for dinner Tuesday through Sunday from 3 to 9 p.m. and are available for private parties during off hours. For reservations, call them at 978-388-4844. That's 978-388-4844.
Hi, this is Mike, and I would like to tell you about the Deborah Care Law Offices, a firm that is focused on estate planning, probate, trust administration, and elder law issues. You will feel comfortable discussing important issues concerning both you and your loved ones, as well as having the information you need to make an informed decision about your family's future. How do I know? Because I'm a client of Dan Deborah Care. If you want to have peace of mind knowing that your loved ones are protected, call Deborah Care Law Offices today. In Massachusetts, 978-686-4645. In New Hampshire, 603-894-4141. With a commitment to excellence, Colizzi Memorials is dedicated to helping families capture the spirit of their loved ones by building beautiful, lasting tributes that will endure the test of time. Trust Colizzi Memorials to build a personalized tribute that would reflect your loved one's life forever. That's Colizzi Memorials, 217 Merrimack Street, Methuen, Massachusetts. Telephone number 978-674-7035. 978-674-7035.
At Catadella Funeral Home, we reinvest in our business to provide your family with the best facilities. It begins with a beautifully landscaped exterior, parking for 250 vehicles, and a comfortable and inviting access to our renovated interior. Funerals can be costly, so you should review and compare plans to make sure you receive services that are fairly priced. I invite you to experience the Catadella difference in cost, facility, and service.
Catadella's honoring and celebrating the lives of the people we loved, providing exceptional care since 1929.
Italian artisan cuisine combines simple, fresh ingredients with time-honored preparation to create an incredible culinary experience. At Tuscan Kitchen, located in Salem's historic Depot District, talented chefs prepare everything in-house from scratch for all to see. Guests enjoy their meal literally in our kitchen as food is prepared right in front of you. Wood ovens burn from morning till night, roasting vegetables, baking bread, and firing delightful thin-crust pizzas. Prime steaks are seared on a wood grill grill. A rotisserie slowly roasts marinated whole chickens and lamb, while a pasta maker creates fresh fettuccine. More than just artisan cuisine, Tuscan Kitchen features the wine bar, live entertainment, weekly wine tastings, and elegant private dining and event space. Call 603-952-4875 or visit TuscanKitchen.com to make a reservation and learn more about the culinary adventure that awaits. In Italy, cooking is an art form. Tuscan Kitchen. Experience artisan Italian.
Orthopedics Northeast and Essex Orthopedics have joined forces as Mobility Bone and Joint Institute to bring improved access and outstanding medical care. While our name has changed, our dedication to exceptional care remains the same as it has for the past 30 years. Same location, 16 Pelham Road, Salem, New Hampshire.
This is Cindy,
And Mike Kunstler.
owners and operators of Four Oaks Country Club and Grazie Italian Restaurant in Drake, Massachusetts.
Grazie Italian Restaurant is the hidden gem of the Merrimack Valley.
Why is that?
We have an incredible chef, Oscar Figueroa.
In the words of local famous chef and restaurant owner Lydia Shire,
Oscar thrives on hard work.
he is capable and gifted.
No one makes better food. Scallops, seared to perfection.
House-made ravioli with farm-fresh local corn.
And buttery, tender, lazy man's lobster, just to name a few.
You have to come experience Grazie Italian Restaurant for yourself.
Grazie Italian Restaurant, located at Four Oaks Country Club, 80 Meadow Creek Drive in Drake, Massachusetts. Hope to see you soon.
Hey, Crystal, we're back, and we're going to run right up to the noon hour. But Barbara Cody, who's my significant other, says to say good morning to everyone.
Hi, Barbara.
And Andy Parisi is out there, and he says to say hello. And
Hello.
let's get back to cost.
Sure. So the Family Caregiver Support Program is a federally funded program. So we have federal funding that trickles through the state offices and then lands at our agency, which allows us to offer this program at no cost. So as long as you fit the age and the location requirement, you are welcome to enroll in our program.
That's it.
That's it.
Wow.
Yep. No income requirements. Insurance doesn't matter. Just age and location. And you qualify. And then step one would be connecting with one of our staff, myself or one of my 3 staff, and getting a quick assessment done. It's, I use the term assessment lightly. It's just an information gathering session for us to get a better idea of what's going on. So then we can discuss next steps. What services do we have to support your family?
Another thing that people have to consider, not everyone, Louis, is caregiver material, more or less. Some people cannot stomach it, can't take it, can't take the pressure. And, you said earlier about isolation and letting things slide, because you can only do so much. And when you're with someone who's really in a great deal of pain and can't body functions and everything else, it's a full-time plus job.
Yes.
You don't really get the sleep that you should at night because you're up most of the night. And but some people are not caliber, don't have that inner fortitude and capable of doing it. And I think people have to realize that.
Yeah.
It's not something you're prepared for. All of a sudden you're knee deep and you're like, oh my goodness, I'm a caregiver. So there's no training. So we can't expect people to know how to do it. I do encourage families to try to create a system if you can. Now, there are certainly cases where it's one person and that's all they have. And they're taking the brunt of it. And that's when we have things like scholarships to pay for the costs of a home health aide to come in and give these caregivers a break. Or maybe they want their loved one to go to an adult day health program. We can pay for that too. Or maybe they know somebody a neighbor, a friend that they trust. We can stipend that person directly a one-time amount to help out with the care. Caregiving is expensive. Caregiving takes a mental, physical, and emotional toll. And like I said, you're not trained for it. And if you do have a little family dynamic where there are multiple people and you can break up the responsibilities, that's ideal.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. But then the recipient has to be willing.
Yeah.
Yes, that's a great point, Mike.
Yeah.
Oftentimes I talk to family caregivers and they want the help, but they're like, my mom's not going to let anybody in this house.
Was what I was facing.
Yeah.
I mean, I just couldn't get any call it me time.
Yeah.
Self-care, so important.
If one of the nieces showed
Put
up.
your
and-
mask on first, right? Like they tell you in the
I
airlines.
use the airplane
Yeah.
example all the time. What do they say? In case of an emergency, put your mask on. If your batteries are running on low, how are you going to help someone else?
Well, this is it.
Great point,
And
Lou.
I'm pretty strong, and I can take an awful lot. And I was at my wit's end.
Yes.
And I'm being serious. I mean, I was so stressed out. I couldn't even think right.
It's caregiver burnout. It's a real
Yeah.
thing and it happens quick. And we want to prevent that. That's why my program was designed to prevent that burnout and things like getting a break to recharge your batteries, attending a support group. We offer 5 of them. We have virtual and in-person groups. All of the information is linked on our website, agespan.org, under caregiver support. It's nice to be in the company of people who get it.
Yeah. So is it my understanding that your program is federally sponsored?
Federally funded. Yep. So we are a federally funded program, and that funding goes to the state offices, the executive offices of elder affairs, and then they distribute the funding to all of, the aging service organizations to serve our communities.
How many people do you think you helped during the course of a year? Any idea? I mean, do you guys have any kind of numbers that you could lay on us?
I
Because
could
Louis dying to find out.
I am kind of interested.
Some people
actually.
like data. Some people hate data, but we certainly look at data all the time because that helps us secure future funding. So I can speak to my program. We are a busy little department. On any given day, we're getting 2 to 10 referrals a day. Last week on Thursday, we had 7 referrals in one day. We are busy. We're understaffed.
When you say referrals, do you mean applications from people that
Pretty
are
much
looking for
a
help?
caregiver application
Oh,
is a
okay.
referral.
All right. I
Thank you.
just
Yeah, break
wondered.
it down, make it easy to digest. And I pulled some numbers. Last year, we served about 300 family caregivers in the
Ooh.
area, and there's a lot more out there. I'll say that.
Wow. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
No question about it. No question about it. Where do you see the caregiver program being in 5 years from now? I mean, you have to have a future outlook.
Yeah. We are always looking to secure more funding because it's not enough. We have these wonderful scholarships, but we have a max amount per person. And, it's never enough for what these people are doing every day for their loved ones. I would love to continue to grow the program with staff so we can serve more people and retain more funding. That's how we do our job.
Are you being affected by the age wave profoundly?
Definitely.
Baby boomers
Yep.
aging.
The boomers. Yep,
Yeah.
absolutely. We are certainly being affected by that. And, I think I mentioned most of our referrals is caring for somebody living with dementia. How common that is, that's really, really affecting our program.
Really?
Yeah. Dementia it's coming up everywhere, and it's a tough one to navigate.
Do you feel that's a boost in that problem as well, or is it just it wasn't diagnosed and dealt with before?
I don't know. There's really no concrete answer. It's one of those things where we're seeing it more, and it could have been, years ago, we didn't have the medical information to diagnose it. But I will say the research looking into dementia really didn't start until the 80s.
Yeah.
So we're very behind. We could be leaps and bounds if they would have started earlier, because Dr. Alzheimer was from the early 1900s, and that was when he found his first case. But they didn't start trials until the 1980s. So.
Wow. Does Medicaid play a role in any of this?
Yeah, the insurance companies are certainly changing the system to support people caring for somebody with dementia, and CMS is really working to help. And so, yes, that's an ongoing thing, and health insurance is great, but the healthcare system is busy, overworked. The wait list to see a doctor, to find a good neurologist. I mean, you're looking at 6 months to a year, and folks put so much pressure on getting this diagnosis and seeing the neurologist. And then 9 times out of 10, they're disappointed because the only way to formally diagnose dementia is to look at the brain. And we know when that is done. So,
That's the only way?
that's the most
The
formal way to
formal way.
confirm, is to look at the brain. There are other tests, CAT scans, PET scans, that can show the plaques and tangles that are building up in the brain. but it's not giving them the information they want. It's not giving them the who, what, why, when, how, which caregivers want. And I always tell them, don't put so much pressure on that diagnosis. You know your person best.
Yep.
If you're seeing that they're having memory issues, they're struggling to make judgment calls, they're having trouble reasoning, that's enough sign to say, okay, we have cognitive impairment issues. Let's get some support in place to help both of us, to help the whole dynamic, the caregiver and the care recipient. And that's just what my program does. We have services ultimately for the caregiver that also overlaps to the care recipient, and it helps the whole dynamic.
What role do volunteers play in your program?
We don't have too many volunteers
In what you do,
in my
right?
program. Yeah. If we're hosting events, we're always looking for volunteers. We'd love to host like wellness events, relaxation events for caregivers. We're really getting back into that now that the pandemic is somewhat behind us. Because
Mikey would make a great MC.
yeah, that's a good point. I'll have to keep you in the mind for the future events. But you know, it's
You mentioned what, the Service Link in New Hampshire.
Yep.
Connie Young.
Okay.
That was she was my sidekick in crime. She ran that. She did a great job.
Yeah.
Serviced a lot of people.
Yeah.
But you know, getting back to your program, how many people out there need help but don't know where to go?
Yes, they
don't know
where
that
to go.
age span exists or what's available to them.
You
They
know,
don't.
How do you get the word out there
Yeah.
that age span does what it does? There's so many different facets to your
So
program.
many. And I often hear from caregivers when I'm like doing that initial assessment, like, where were you 5 years ago? And it's like, we were here. But people don't always know, especially if they're young caregivers. We see these sandwich generation caregivers, right? The 40 to 50-year-olds, they're raising kids and caring for mom and dad. They don't have time. They can't be Googling for services. So we do a lot of outreach in my program. We host tables, we attend health fairs, we have presence at the COAs, the Councils on Aging, really just to let folks like know, hey, we're here. Let us help you. You're doing so much for your loved one. Let us check in on you. You know, one of the questions we ask our caregivers during the assessment is, how are you? Are you making time for yourself? And they usually chuckle and say, no one ever asks me that.
That's so important too. It's so important. I'm glad that the programs are federally funded. It's nice to see tax money going where it can help people that paid into the system. That to me speaks volumes. I'm not getting into politics. I'm not qualified to, but the money that this country wastes and giving money away to people that haven't put a dime into the system is outrageous. So if you can have a program that can help elderly people like you're doing, and I tip my hat to you and to everybody else at Age Span, I really do. You guys are doing a hell of a job. And happy 50th. Not you, but
50
happy
years, the
but happy
agency.
50th.
Yes.
Hey, listen, everybody. Next week, Dr. Tom Horner is going to be in the studio,
Ooh, Dr.
retired.
Horner. Wow.
If you mention a doctor's name in this area, Dr. Horner's name will always come up, and everybody will have a smile. He was quite a doctor, quite a surgeon, and he's a very dear friend, and he's going to be joining Lou and myself next week. So I hope you tune in. Hey, listen, take care. Crystal, to you and all the other ladies out there, have a happy Valentine's Day. Enjoy and be spoiled.
Yes.
You deserve it.
Thank you. Thanks for
All right.
having me.
Take care, everybody.